Ronda Rousey's making headlines for some surprising comments she just made. We'll also check out what's going on with Alexa Bliss, Aalyah, and more. Starting things off with a very interesting piece of information coming from the Mysterio family. Rey Mysterio has been a major star in the scene of pro wrestling for decades upon decades. But also in the spotlight for him for a long time has been his immediate family. His wife Aalyah Mysterio and their two kids, Dominik Mysterio and Aalyah Mysterio, have been right there by Rey's hip the whole time. Dominik and Aalyah were appearing on WWE television at young ages and taking big parts in storylines as children. Everyone remembers Dominik's role in the storyline between Eddie and Rey. And Aalyah even had a little role growing up during CM Punk and Rey's feud from way back in the day. Then in 2020, there was an entire Mysterio family reunion on WWE television. Rey and Dominik were active competitors, but Angie and Aalyah joined them as regular appearing characters on WWE television in non-physical roles. Of course, a lot of eyes were on the young debuting Dominik at the time, but there was a lot of buzz surrounding Aalyah Mysterio back then as well. Aalyah was not a full-time deal, but she was on a limited contract that did get her heavily involved in many storylines. Aalyah became romantically involved with Buddy Murphy on WWE television and had a whole angle going there for a while. Reports even claimed that executives and higher-ups were blown away with Aalyah's work on television because Aalyah had zero prior experience in the world of acting or television. So she really just blew them away with how natural she was and how quickly she caught on to the business. It was looking like Aalyah was about to join Dominik and Rey as the next member of the Mysterio family to become an active competitor. But right in the middle of that romantic storyline with Buddy Murphy, Aalyah Mysterio and Angie just kind of vanished off of WWE television without much explanation, and Aalyah wasn't seen again regularly after that. Aalyah would make some brief cameo appearances over the years for mini roles, such as WrestleMania 39 in 2023, where she played a mini role in the match between Rey and Dominik, and even celebrated in the ring with her father after the match, but not much appearances since then. Reason being that Aalyah Mysterio decided to continue her path of studies, which she recently completed and graduated this past summer. So it was a sure thing that Aalyah was going into the medical field, but something happened recently that once again started up some fan discussion on if Aalyah could still have a chance of joining the family business. Aalyah and Rey recently stopped by Natalya's Dungeon wrestling gym. Aalyah was not only just a guest of the wrestling training gym, but Aalyah stepped foot in the ring for a training session. Aalyah was in full training gear for the visit, ran the ropes, and even did some combat training with the other wrestlers in the gym. Natalya complimented Aalyah Mysterio for her performance during the training, and Aalyah herself even said that she had a blast. And things didn't stop there at all. Rey Mysterio would later confirm in a new interview that Aalyah even recently joined him for a visit in the WWE Performance Center in Orlando, Florida. Rey revealed that Aalyah had actually been bugging him about joining him at the Performance Center for a year and a half. According to Rey, Aalyah did it all inside the ring at the Performance Center. She was hitting the ropes, rolling around, doing all their bare beginner things. Rey said that Aalyah was all bruised up on her back and shoulders from her day at the Performance Center. So after hearing about multiple training sessions from Aalyah Mysterio, it has definitely revived the fan conversation about Aalyah potentially joining WWE again in the future. Maybe in a non-physical role again, or for the first time ever, maybe as an active competitor, considering all her recent training sessions, and this apparent spark she has for getting in the ring. If Aalyah does follow a path to the WWE ring, the possibilities are endless, and there will be a lot of stories that pretty much write themselves. If Aalyah is coming to WWE, you just gotta assume that she'll get involved with her brother and father once again. WWE recently teased that Rey and Dom could be reigniting some of their issues after Dom won the AAA title, and Rey had to put the title around Dom's waist. Ever since that moment, Rey and Dom had been exchanging some verbal blows, making it seem like Rey would come after Dom's AAA title sometime in the near future. So with the problems potentially being on the rise again for Rey and Dom, could Aalyah step in between all of that? Not to mention the possibility of a big mixed tag team match as well. Aalyah may not be able to face her brother one-on-one in a match, but the idea of having Dom and Liv versus Aalyah and Rey does seem like a real fun idea for a massive mixed tag match. A lot of fans would be excited to see Aalyah get her hands on both Liv and Dom in that sort of match. Or if you want to take it a twisted route, maybe Aalyah could be an ally to Dominik instead of an opposition. Maybe Dominik could make some room for his sister inside the Judgment Day. Maybe Aalyah could be working right there alongside Dominik. and maybe that once again gets some issues going with Rey Mysterio as well. So a lot of fans have their eye on Aalyah Mysterio again. She just recently graduated from her university, but she definitely is showing a lot of new interest in the family business. So that definitely has caught the attention of fans, and has them all discussing possibilities for Aalyah in WWE. Ronda Rousey was a massive crossover star that came to WWE back in 2018. It was a big deal back then, especially coming off her UFC success. Everyone was talking about Ronda's move to WWE. Big outlets that never really covered WWE were suddenly talking about WWE because of Ronda Rousey. So she was a needle mover for not only the women's division, but for WWE back then. And a lot of people say that the women's wrestling main event in 2019 does not happen if Ronda wasn't in WWE. So a lot of people credit her for that as well. But since departing from WWE, Ronda has definitely been unfiltered and hasn't held back her comments at all about the business. During a recent interview, Alexa Bliss became the indirect target of Ronda's most recent comments. Ronda Rousey pointed out how much it annoyed and bothered her that she was in a feud with Alexa Bliss. She questioned the business's logic for putting that match together. And what it sounded like Ronda was saying there in between the lines was that she felt like it was laughable to put her in the ring against Alexa Bliss due to the size differences between both competitors. Ronda was a former UFC champion, standing at 5'7", while Alexa Bliss was a WWE champion at 5'1". So it sounds like Ronda was saying that she should have been feuding with someone who visually appears to be a threat to her, someone that's not Alexa Bliss. Ronda also said that her theory is that they just put her against Alexa Bliss because Alexa was a top merchandise seller at the time. So those remarks from Ronda went absolutely viral. A lot of people really took those comments as being a bit harsh towards Alexa Bliss. Alexa did respond to Ronda Rousey in a very classy and indirect way. Alexa took to her social media platform simply with the post of, "I love our business." Ronda was pointing out how she hated the business and all those elements of it, and Alexa responded by saying that she herself loves the business, and that was that. Alexa did not comment on Ronda's remarks outside of that comment right there. A lot of fans and other wrestlers came out all to support Alexa Bliss after that as well. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.